Fires burning across the nation required multiple crews from the ACT to deploy into New South Wales and Queensland. The nearby New South Wales fires to the west of the border, namely the Duns Road Fire, Adaminaby Complex Fire, and Marys Hill Fire, pushed heavy smoke into Canberra. On the 1st of January, Canberra's air quality was rated the worst in the world. On the 6th of January, we had our first ignition in the ACT called the Hospital Hill Fire. But from the 20th of January is when things really kicked off for the Territory. On that date, we saw the ACT's largest hailstorm on record, which resulted in extensive damage to public and private property. The ACT State Emergency Service received almost 2,500 calls for assistance in total, resulting in days of recovery response. The previous record number of calls for assistance was 998. The Pialligo Fire, which eventually became known as the Beard Fire, ignited on the 22nd of January. This fire moved quickly towards houses and lives, and we worked closely with our colleagues in New South Wales to bring this fire to patrol status on the 27th of January. Unfortunately, that wasn't the only piece of news on the 27th of January 2020. At approximately 1:50 in the afternoon, the Orroral Valley Fire ignited and a state of alert was issued for the whole of the ACT. We continued communications with the community, which came in the form of regular social media updates as well as face-to-face briefings. More than 1,000 people attended the community meetings and more than 358 warnings and public information updates were issued. The ESA Facebook page received more than 12.5 million engagements over the season. On the 31st of January, a state of emergency was declared and the ESA Commissioner was appointed the Emergency Controller for the Territory. With unfavourable firefighting conditions, the fire grew day by day. The extremely hot and dry temperatures, coupled with strong, gusty winds, made the fire move erratically. It spread quickly and was unpredictable. Retardant lines were dropped and we backburned when conditions allowed in a bid to try and take control of the fire. The fire threatened the Tharwa village. We urged the southern suburbs of Canberra to remain vigilant and on high alert. 7,464 houses were door-knocked. The fire crossed the border into New South Wales. The pink lines here are retardant drops. The thin red lines are backburning operations. These labelled areas show completed asset protection works, and here you can see the control lines marked with black and white dotted lines. The locations labelled with purple text show features of interest, including sites with environmental and cultural significance, which crews worked hard to protect. The arrows represent the helipads out on the ground. They were all reinforced to ensure aircraft could land safely. This virtual fly-through captures rugged terrain firefighters had to tackle. The Orroral Valley Fire burned more than 86,000 hectares and roughly 80% of Namadgi National Park. With the help of Mother Nature's downpour, the fire was officially declared out on the 27th of February 2020.